Hello everybody and welcome back to more Factorio Not 15, super long title that I don't want to get into right now. You know, modded mini mega. I just said I don't want to get into it. What the fuck am I getting into it for? Anyway, today we are building ourselves some laser turrets. That's what we're doing here. I decided we're going to make it in our Make Anything factory. You really don't need to have a fast inserter output because they take 20 seconds to make. So yeah, you can just have a regular old inserter output. We're going to give you a steel chest to feed into. The steel chest is going to allow you to build like 4 stacks of these guys. And in order to facilitate this, what I need from you is some batteries, because we have everything else we need on these belts already. I mean, we could even just like discontinue something off of these belts and move stuff down, but whatever. No, we're going to move batteries down the inner section here, I think. We're going to do this in order to make that happen. And what can I do with you? I could cheatsy doodle a little bit to make more of you guys. Yeah, I could totally cheatsy doodle a little bit. So our cheatsy doodle here is going to be, we're going to underground this there, because this doesn't actually need anything off of this belt to function. And then we're going to drop its chest that we just took away right there, and we're going to put its input into there, and there's your stone again. You're good to go. There you go. Alright. We cheatsy doodled. Now, we're going to bring our bats down, and how are we going to make that happen? I guess we should run something like... Should I actually just run it underneath the chests like so? It seems to me like that would be a little bit, I don't know. And is that actually going to work when it comes to building blue belts here? I don't have access to it yet, so I'm not sure. I think Blue Belts only needs the gear wheels, though, and these other things. So, and the lube. The lube. No, we should be able to run lube in just fine. I think we're okay. I don't think this actually, like, compromises anything. So, I think we're fine still. We could use red belts for this, because red belts actually allow you to go under even further than these ones do. But realistically, that is going to get me... all of the batteries that we need in order to make this happen. And we have everything else that we need already here, so... There we go. Now we just need to connect you into batteries, and I think in order to achieve that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, blah, 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 you go away. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we need 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? I believe so. Yes, that makes perfect sense. Good. Because that's what it's getting. So it's going to run along this line right here, I guess. We'll use this line because why the hell not? So we're going to run this along this line. And then you guys are going to have to run along your lines. And then these are in the way, but it's okay. Actually, these are kind of really in the way. Because assuming I wanted 4 things running like this, how would this possibly merge into the correct position there? I would have to run it out here and do that. And same with this. I'd have to run it down this way. And then we would have to underground it again, which we can't do. So we'd have to underground it here to here and then merge it. Okay, we can do that. Alright, this is what we're going to do then. We are going to correct all of these lines a little bit because we build them a little screwed up at the time. Don't worry, guys. You're going to get your materials back. Just chillax with me for a second. So that's going to get you your copper. You are going to go like so, Mr. Steel. And you are going to go like so, Mr. Iron and Mr. Steel. You're going to connect like so, and Mr. Iron. You're going to connect like so. And nothing is disrupted over here. All is well. And we have 4 lanes for some materials in here. And those materials just happen to be, this one is batteries. Just you know, letting you know. This one is going to be the batteries. And I think we're going to run like, I don't know, iron or something on the other ones. So let's get the batteries down there. Where do I want to bridge them in? We can just run them literally right next to this line, like 2 tiles away from this line, down, underneath, underneath, underneath. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So you're going to run like so. And we'll just underground you to make this work. Boom. Done. And there we go. You can just go yourself. No reason why not. There's a tree there! Tree, go away. You suck, tree. Yeah, you heard me. You suck. So that's going to bring our bats down. I have 270 belts on me still, so we're in good shape. Looked like I only had 80 for a second, then I was like, no, 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 I got plenty. It just looks like I have 80. And to there, and to down here. And then everything else is supposed to underground underneath you, so this is going to be... That's an empty space. This is 1, 2, 3, and then this is the belt that you're going to go into. Just like that. Very good. I like it. And we have it on our bus. And we're not even going to split it here. We are just going to run it raw into this because there's no reason to do anything different. There we go. We're making ourselves some lasers now, or we will be shortly at the very least. Power. Let's bring you on down. Let's bring this on down. Also, we're going to want to... Do we need... Yeah, we need the splitter. We actually need both of these lines to make this happen. So let's... Whoops, that's the wrong spot. Let's do that. And then you're going to just merge like so. And then the yellow line is going to merge into here like so. And I need both lines to make this happen. Do I have any fast inserters? Or not fast inserters, stack inserters rather. Yeah, I can make. Let's just make 2 stack inserters really quick. I really don't need stack inserters for this, do I? No, it's a 20-second craft time. I don't need stack inserters for this. Fast inserters should be able to handle it just fine. So, you know, whatever. I'm a crazy. Let's just do that then. And then you're going to need this. And there's the batteries. And there's our factory manufacturing. See, it has 20 seconds. It needs 20 steel and 20 circuits, but it has 20 seconds for craft. So it only really needs 1 of those per second. And it needs even fewer batteries, so yay. Alright, laser turrets. I want to wait until the first one is made. It's time. Come on. Boom! First laser turret right there. Very good. Alright. That means we can start looking into expanding very, very soon. And my expansion looks like it's going to be to this iron patch, 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 and then train it all over into like stations built over here somewhere. So where this uranium patch is, let's go to this uranium patch and let's take a peek at what I can do for building train stations in that neighborhood. You know what? Let's do some inventory reconciliation first. I'll be back. Alright, I got my materials on me. I grabbed some rails and some signals and some train stations and whatnot so we can actually plan this out. And we're going to head back here behind the smelteries where we've got all of the inputs coming in. And then we're going to come even further back to like over here. This big wide open space way behind the smelteries basically. And I want to evaluate what can I do for stations here. So there's coal over here and lots of it. So we definitely don't want to interfere with that. We don't want to interfere with this. What I could do is build like vertical stations through here and unload our materials into those. Or I could build stations over here and then have fewer things that way. This is going to be a problem, although we can rerun this coal from various other routes to make this work. So that shouldn't be too bad. This stuff is going to be rebuilt, remember. All this feeding in is going to be rebuilt. I do need to mine this out, though, to make all that happen. This is actually just full, like straight on full up. So, yeah. What's in the copper one out of curiosity? Is it full? It is also full, okay. So we are currently producing more than we're actually consuming, which is intriguing. I kind of might want to put train station below down here too, where all these patches are, but maybe not, because I have power down there and all this. No, I like the idea of building it in here. What can I do about this uranium then? I need sulfuric acid in order to mine uranium. There's only 8.9 thousand of it there. We could probably mine this out pretty quickly and like just store it for the time being, and then we can have this space available to build train stations in. Especially now that I'm making sulfuric acid, I can make that happen. So if I wanted to accomplish that, I would just have to put like a warehouse up here to store the stuff out in the distance, and then we need to disassemble all of this stuff that feeds into the smelteries. We can build it closer. Like obviously this does not need to come out this far. The only reason it's out this far is because of the position where the miners were. I can actually have it just come in tighter along it and all of that good stuff. I'm still going to have warehouses for unloading off of the trains and other miners in the neighborhood to feed into. I don't know if this is where I'm going to want them to be, so I might need to unload that warehouse into another warehouse, which is another reason why buffers suck. But this is going to be an interesting setup. But I think the first thing I want to do in this situation is actually lay down some miners. And I love, you see the regular miner, when you put it over sulfuric acid, see how it changes to get like the liquid tanks on it? Or not sulfuric acid, over uranium. It changes to get the liquid tanks on it. I think that's really cool. That's the sulfuric acid liquid stuff. And let's build like 3 there like that. That will mine this entire patch. It's going to take a little bit of time, but it shouldn't be an obscene amount of time. And we're going to have to run sulfuric acid out to this as well. Power, can I run it directly? No, I can run a big pole to here, and then we can run directly off of that big pole. Yeah, we can make that happen. And then lights, let's just put a couple lights down so the situation is bright. Tee. And let's grab some sulfuric acid, which is going to be produced up here and stored up here. Here's our miners. It should actually be pretty much right next to the miners. Yes, it is. It's right over here. Ooh, wow. Look at this. Look at this. So many of these are just done. Like this whole row here is done. The row above it has things done already. Like this patch is spent. There's 23,000 left in it. Yeah, this patch is spent. It is no more is what it is. I'm going to need a few more of these pipes. I think this is just enough undergrounds, most likely. But we're going to find out. We'll just run right adjacent to this belt. Will that go far enough? Yeah, it will. Yeah, that's in an awkward spot. So we're going to do that. How far do we need to go? We need to go quite a bit further to get to the uranium, so let's do that. Just want a little bit of a scale so I can see where the uranium is, and I actually did run out of pipe to grounds. I have the ability to build these in our little make anything, but I am just going to build a few by hand because I can. They don't take that much time to build. When you build them 5 at a time, which is actually 10 at a time, it takes a little bit more time to build. But in all honesty, that took about as long as it would have taken to go to my make anything. And then I have the disadvantage of having to walk back from the make anything. So we're just going to do it the cutesy doodle coy way like this. And then you're going to want to connect like so, and bam, bam, and wham. And we don't actually create 2 of those at a time. We legit only make 5 when we do that. No, we do make 2. Okay, so, because I went under without coming out here, so that I had one to go under without coming out here. That makes sense. All right. The world is not, like, in complete disarray or anything. I totally understand the situation. There's your sulfuric acid. This is running. You don't need to merge it into all the connected miners. What you do need to merge it into, though, is the other rows of miners. Actually, we could just do that, right? Yeah, we could just do that, and then we can run a pipe, like a regular pipe, along like that, I believe. Yes, we can. Good. And we're going to store this stuff. Where do I want to store the uranium for now? I'm not going to use it right this very second. We're just going to warehouse it up here. There's no reason, like, just out of the way. We're just going to warehouse it out of the way where I'm not going to be putting, like, train stations or anything immediately, just to keep it out of our business, basically. That's the only reason we're doing this. Let's belt it on up and in, and we'll use a loader like that and it automatically matched what it's supposed to do. And this is, the belt is plenty fast, so that's good. We're going to drain this uranium as soon as we can. We're going to store it. And basically, I just want this patch gone so that I can build our train stations there. Good. We're making progress. There's a stone rock in our way. Hey, stone rock. Get out of my way. Very good. And we could actually stick this stone in the train track factory as well if we want to. All right. Next. That's going to take a little bit of time for that to be dealt with. We've got ourselves producing batteries, which creates us our laser turrets. So what we could do is continue working on science. We can work towards the production science pack and the high-tech science pack. We have mining productivity coming in very, very soon. I don't have advanced material processing 2. It's 2, right? Do I have that? Did I research that? We have automation 3. That's available. So we can get those. Those would be cool. We can get module production going. That would be kind of cool. Oh, you know what we need to do? Yeah, we don't have this yet. What we need to do before we do any of this stuff is we need to make ourselves electric engine units, which we actually need for these production science packs. But we need electric engine units and robot frames. That's what we need. So that should be our next objective. That's going to give us access to construction robots, which we already have the tech for. So yeah. Thing is, our electric engine unit manufactory is going to be freaking huge, is what it's going to be. I need to reevaluate what I actually need in order to build these, because I know I've got a bunch of engine units over here. Are these 10 each? These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 each. So I have 40 engine unit facilities. And how many? That's making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the blues. And yeah, 7. We could do that. So how many is this actually consuming? It uses 1, so I have, sorry, not 6, 12. So I have 12, so I'm using 12, no, I'm using 1 engine unit per second, basically. And I'm creating how many engine units per second? I am creating, every one of these creates 1 per second. And I'm using 1 per second, right? Yeah. So every one of these is creating 1 engine unit per second, and I am creating, so I'm creating 1, 2, 3, 4 per second, and I'm using 1 currently on that, is what I'm trying to get at. So, electric engine units, if I wanted engines left over to create things like trains with for my own personal use, I could make 20 electric engine unit factories, I think, and we would be good. Which is kind of ridiculous. And the thing is that each one of those electric engine unit factories can supply 2 robot frame factories, because they produce at 20 seconds. Yes, that's correct. So if I was to make 30 electric engine unit factories, that should be more than enough for production science packs. And it should make enough of what I need for my stuff as well. I should probably check exactly how many I need for production science packs, though, just to be certain, right? So we need 1 electric engine unit every 14 seconds to make 2 science packs. So if I had 6 of these facilities, that would be like having 12 facilities of another at a 14-second interval. So if I wanted 12 of these facilities, 14 of them makes the ratios nice and easy. That means we have 14 engine units per. So if I have 20, we're going to be overproducing that. So yeah, you know what? I can just make 20 electric engine units. So like 1 like full down 10 and 10 run of it. And that should be more than enough for science. And then I can make 1 more, that's the 30, and that's going to feed the robot frames, and that will actually feed 2 sets of robot frames. So that should be okay. It's going to take a bit of space over here. Shouldn't be a problem. I've got my granadas, which are perfect for dealing with these kinds of situations. It's funny how I always used to use, like, you know, poison capsules and stuff like that for doing this kind of crap. And it was like, grenades, so much cheaper. nobody ever used to build grenades back in the day. I mean, the last couple of patches in the patch cycle, don't get me wrong, people have used grenades for the last couple of patch cycles pretty consistently, but very few people built grenades back in the old days. Especially when like the meta for destroying biters, if you weren't using like turret creep, was to run in on them and poison capsule their buildings, and just like run circles around, poison capsule their buildings, drop like distractor capsules down to keep their dudes occupied. We're destroying these rocks for no good reason. I just like using grenades, that's all. Okay, so we are going to build a factory out in this position, and we are going to be building a crap ton of factory. What exactly do I need for these electric engine units? I need an engine unit, obviously. Well, I happen to have engine unit line right here. We can split it right there, and then we've got pure engine units coming in. So it's even off the bus. We can merge it off the bus. It's in a perfect position. All is well. No problemo. We need electronic circuits, easy to get, and we need lubricant, which is a little bit more complicated to get down here, but we're already producing it. So that is nice and simple as well. So, problem with the lubricant is it is actually going to take like a space, like occupy a space on the production line. So in order to make that work, we're going to have to, you know, play a little bit, but we'll be okay. It takes the center space on the side as well. We can't pick what tile it goes into, so you can't do something like this on this tile because the center space has to be occupied for the lubricant if we wanted to do it that way. So engine units, circuits, and then lubricant, and then we feed them out into the middle, for example. So the first one should probably be the sets that are going to go into science. So let's just start blueprinting a little bit, shall we? If I wanted to do that, that means I would need 3 spaces. That's the 2 belts and the inserter. And the factory would go there, basically. And then a factory would go there, and then we would have stuff on the other side of it. Let's just make them engine units for argument's sake. If I had the inputs coming in on this side, and I have the outputs coming out there, then we could do something like this on this side. If I have the inputs coming in on this side, then I would need to, depending on how I connected this, like we could literally just connect this like that. But if I did that, then I wouldn't have the ability to put any inserters on this side unless I made them long inserters, which I can do. That's stupid. That is a possibility, putting long inserters in here, and we could feed them like so, and then the belts just have to run over here. It's a little awkward, I'm not gonna lie. I don't necessarily like that very much. If we ran the pipes over here, though, I would have the ability to do something like that, but then the belts would have to underground under it the whole way, and that's pretty awkward as well. And just kind of silly. If we ran the stuff through the middle, the problem with that is that, again, inserters have an issue with that situation, don't they? Yeah. See, this is the problem with these plants being just a little bit too small for this kind of stuff. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is... I think we're going to go with long inserters to make this work because I am too dicked to, or too lazy to be dicked around trying to get this to work any other way. So I think what we're going to do is go with just a straight lubricant chain coming in, also loop around lubricant chain coming in, and then we'll long insert the crap that we need going into them, because it's just electronic circuits and engine units, and it's not a crap ton of them. We can easily handle that with one long inserter. Shouldn't be a problem. Everything should be good. No problems here. Let's make happen, shall we? So in order to make that happen, we're going to need a whole bunch more pipe, and for this we are going to go to our make anything, because I'm going to need a lot for this, basically. Where am I producing it? It is being produced. Where? Show me. Show yourselves to me. I don't pull these often enough. Down here. Yeah, so let's get 100 of that, and I don't need quite this much of this, but let's grab a few of those as well. And let's start laying this shit out. I loved my old setups for these things. Like where you could build them all in like a successive chain. It's just, you know, with the new version and needing so many engines for everything, it sort of ruins that, right? Anyway, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess I probably should have picked up more factories as well while I was out, shouldn't I? That's no problem. We can take care of that. There's 100 more assembly machines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the other side is nice and easy. We just match them up and all is well. And the world is cool and awesome sauce and hunky-dory and no problemo and all of that stuff. And then we'll do this. It still doesn't remember the sides. There was a mod that changed it so that when you pasted settings onto these guys, they remember the side. Like the facing that the pipe was supposed to be in. But it's still not a base game feature. It seems kind of like an oversight to me. That should probably be a base game feature. And you guys are all going to need 1 pipe on you. This is 20 facilities. Holy crap. And I have to make another set of this as well. But the other set of this that I build is actually going to feed a whole bunch of robot frame manufacturing facilities. So it's going to be a little bit more complicated than this one is. Do I really need to underground this? I guess I could just make this a pipe connecting like this. But, I mean, really? The underground just is so much neater. It lets you walk through it. Although I can walk over pipes. I have sneak through installed. It is sneak through, right? Yeah, sneak through is the name of the mod. I can see it over here on the right. It's one of the mods affecting everything. I do have sneak through installed, so I can walk over pipes and all that kind of stuff. It's just, you know, a bit of a pain in the ass to have to deal with that kind of crap, right? So you're going to run up like so, and then I'm going to need to run you like so. And you will run up and around like that. Done. So both sides are connected. All I need to do is connect lubricant into that. And then we will use long inserters to bring in stuff off of a belt on this outside track right here. Is that going to work correctly? That's bringing off of the wrong track, ain't it? Why am I so freaking stupid today? I knew it was going to do that too. I was thinking to myself, but in order to make that work, I do need to make 1 quick correction. And then I went and didn't make the freaking correction that I said to myself I was going to need to make. Holy crap, Liz. Get your shit together, bro. Get your shit together. Well, we could either tear this all up and correct it, or I can tear up half of them and put the long inserters on the output feeds instead. And then I have to tear up the lube and put it on the other feed too. No, I got to tear this whole thing out. Sorry, bros. I'll cut the video. I'll be back once I, do this the way I was supposed to do it in the first place. I'll see you soon. Okay, so I'm just correcting this right now. Rather than moving the facilities around like we were going to have to do if I wanted to do it the way I had originally thought, I thought to myself, well, why don't I just move the pipe out 1? If I move the pipe out 1, that's going to give me room for my inserters. I can still use the long inserters. We're just going to stick them right there then, and everything will be well in the world as a result of all that, so why not? And yeah, that's going to work. So we are just going to connect our long inserters like so, and then we got to correct the other side as well. Make this situation go away. And all will be well in the world. There we go. And then we just need to do the same on the other side. So over here, we're going to pull these undergrounds out. We're going to move them out another run and just make this sort of work. We're going to force it to work. It does end up extending the radius that this has to go out a little bit further, but that's okay. It means we don't have to reposition our assembly machines or anything like that. We just have to... actually, that was in the right spot. We just need to kind of do that, basically. And then we'll backplane these guys and pipe them in, and all will be well, and no problemo, and good and fine. realize that in Not 15, you end up using a lot more lubricant than you would previously. Not just because like blue belts, blue belts used to be the primary consumer of lubricant, and most people, not everybody, but most people ended up kind of never freaking using belts for anything once they could, get to not using belts, because belts are really bad for the game. Like, they're bad for UPS. They just, even with optimizations, they are not good on the game for performance reasons. So you generally want to get away from them as soon as you possibly can. There we go. That's all good. That's our materials that we are going to want, and we can just, merge in like so. And then this guy like this. Whoopsie daisy. And then we need a splitter somewhere like right there. And what do I need to feed these guys? I need to feed them engine units and electronic circuits. Well, that shouldn't be too bad since we have engine units right here and electronic circuits right here. We're not ever going to use all of these circuits, so we just split and run under, and then we can split this and run under, and all should be well in the world. We could actually even split it up here if we wanted to. Intriguing. So how do we make this work? We'll do something like that, and we will go under somewhere like there, which should allow us to put our circuits over here. Maybe we should have split further up so that we can go under this and then merge around over here. That works for me. Yeah, let's do that. Let's split a little bit further up. We don't need to be that far down. And that lets us actually go underneath over here, and then we can make our merge happen on this side, because it seems, why do I have pipes just sitting here? I guess my inventory was full of pipes at one point, so I cleared it out. I think I vaguely remember doing that. It's just like, what the hell, Liz? Why didn't you come and correct that and tidy it up and all that stuff before all was said and done? Is this going to be a problem? No, it's not. I just accidentally got a couple of them on there when I disconnected that. It will be fine. There is no reason to be alarmed. Other than the fact that, there are pipes sitting here for no good reason. I guess you could call that a reason to be alarmed, potentially. And yeah, we'll just do this. That's engine units and electronic circuits. Connect into there. Very good. Is this actually from all of the engine units? Yeah, they all combine into this line. So that's fine. But and once we power this up, we're going to be making electric. Well, no, we don't have. I guess it's important that we get ourselves some, not just power, but some lubricant here as well. Once we power this up, we will have everything like scooping the solid ingredients that it needs for engine units in, but not actually making engine units yet, because obviously it doesn't have lubricant. Also, we don't have lights. Also, we don't have output inserters. Like, this factory is missing a million things. It's barely set up. We just have, like, the basics of the logistics situation dealt with here. And this is just the one that provides science and a few extra engines. This isn't the one that's making us robot frames or anything like that. So we're going to have even more of these factories coming in soon, too. I guess we should belt this down. That's the last 7 belt that I had on me. Wowzers. Okay. That's cool. That's fine. My belt factory is right over here, so that's not a problem. But, just saying, that's cool. That's fine. Let's fill up our inventory with them, apparently, because, reasons and things and stuff. Oh, right. I got all that train stuff on me. I brought the train stuff on me in case I wanted to, like, blueprint a few train stations over there. Like, just get the plan for some train stations in. And I ended up not getting anywhere close to actually doing anything with them. Oh, I love the HD inserter graphics. So nice. So nice. Let's put a few lights in so that the visual situation does not degrade. And now we need to get lubricant down here. Getting lubricant here is a bit of an issue. We could just barrel it and then, like, belt the barrels down and all that kind of crap. But honestly, it makes more sense just to pipe to ground it down. I still have a bunch of pipe to grounds I can get more easily. That's no problem. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. I might even actually run it all the way down and around the back of this stuff, because we're not going to be expanding much of this factory downward. And that'll actually get me a lubricant tap close to where I need it for the blue belts, which we're going to be building soon as well. So yeah, maybe we'll do that. Bring it down somewhere around this neighborhood, and we'll just bring it all the way down past the make anything and run down over here, and then we'll bring it up into our connection afterwards. Works for me. I'll be back once we get that sorted out. Alright, we're putting the finishing touches on this run right now. Like I said, it's not particularly attractive. It's sort of out of the way over here, but it will sort of connect and make this work, so it is satisfying enough for this situation, basically, is what I'm getting at. And all we really need here is to bridge this in like that, and now we just need to actually connect this. There's a couple connection points that I purposely didn't connect in case I wanted to reposition this stuff later. Without using mods or like pumps everywhere and all that kind of stupid thing, it's hard to get liquids out of these pipes without just destroying them. Because once you lift a pipe up, if it has any liquid in it, it gets destroyed. And that counts for tanks as well, because tanks are just big pipes. That's the way this game sees tanks. They're just a pipe that has way more capacity in it than a standard pipe. Mechanically speaking. So once you start lifting those, they cause problems. There we go. We should now be making ourselves some electric engine units. So if we go into production, red engines should start to show up in here very soon. Come on. There we go. I saw red engines. I saw electric engine units in there. They did show up. If we go the last minute, yes! 20 per minute we made. Fantastic. Let's go take a peek at that and actually see the production facilities at work. Maybe I should like light the center of this a little bit more. I do have large electric poles running through there, don't I? No, I don't. I don't really have power running up there. It's kind of a problem. And there we go, electric engine units. Fan-freaking-tastic. These ones are going to go towards science, and I need to produce 10 more factories of these, which we're going to go towards robot frames. Okay, the next mining needs production science packs, so we're not going to be doing that right now. I think the next thing we should do in this case then, nuclear power? Yeah, nuclear power. No, power armor? No. Advanced material processing too? Yes, we're going to do that. So I think the next thing we're going to be working on is 10 more of these factories, and then feeding those into 20 flying robot frame factories, which are also going to need batteries. This is going to be quite the logistics setup, because we need to get our batteries, our steel, our circuits, all that stuff over here, basically, because of the volume of factories we're going to need. It's going to be a challenge. It is not going to be a challenge, that's for sure. Although, you know, we're going to overcome it in, like, absolutely glorious style. I'm just saying, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. Just a tiny bit. And all we really need for another set of these is to split this, and then we get our circuits and our engines again. And if our throughput on this line ever diminishes, we can always just make it a red line. And I have two lines up here, so that can feed one red line, just no problem. Okay, I think that is a good wrapping up point for this episode, though. We got ourselves our electric engine unit production up and running, and lots of it, so we should have a robust system set up for that. Out of curiosity, how much closer does that get me to production science packs? That's electric engine units, electric furnaces, and assembly machine 1s. Well, assembly machine 1s are super duper simple to make. It's actually this. Like, the materials I need for them are right here so that I can make these miners. All I really need to do to make them is, like, build them here. And then I can have the belt just turn to the side and go underneath the ground here and just, you know, come up on its own. So we could actually just add them in right here if we wanted to. Yeah, that wouldn't even be a challenge. It even uses less than mining drills, right? It's cheaper than mining drills, is it not? Well, mining drills is 2 seconds. Actually, no, it's not. It's 3, 5, and 9, where this is 3, 5, and 10, but this is every 2 seconds it makes an electric mining drill, where every half second it makes an assembly machine. So it is actually significantly more, but that's no problem. We can supply it off of this just fine. There's no issue with supplies coming into here. So yeah, I think what we're just going to do is we're going to build them here, and we're just going to run it up a belt right here, and we'll just send that up into science. And then the last thing we're going to need for that is electric furnaces, which is steel, advanced circuits, and stone bricks. Well, the steel and advanced circuits I have access to easily. The stone bricks means I actually need to bust the stuff if I want to do this, and I do want to do this, so we're going to make a bunch of, we're probably going to take care of our robot frames here, and then after we take care of the engines and robot frames, which I'm expecting to probably take up to about here, most likely, we'll start producing furnaces over in this neighborhood. Yep. That works for me. Anyway, thanks for tuning into this episode. I hope to see you again next time as we continue to advance our factory and prepare ourselves for biter attacks, which I swear should be imminent, but I don't know where they are. We're still scanning this zone a little bit, so, you know, whatever. Whatevs. As I start building outposts, I'll start putting radars in those outposts, and we'll start scanning further out, and we'll detect where they are. Anyway, catch you later.